Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go with this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list spin around the room, you can find a link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Looking at the put to call ratio right now, it's fairly high. Friday was high, but it's weird. Friday we had high put to call ratio and we dumped a lot. So, but yeah, but we're at 0.75 right now. So we're on the higher side of that right now on the put side. So maybe we get a pop. I don't know. We'll have to see. Put to call ratio hasn't been as very dependent like it used to be. It used to be very dependable. Just lately, it's just not. Looking at the economic calendar for the week, Monday, don't see anything. Tuesday, don't see anything. Wednesday, 8:30, we have Corp CPI month to month and year to year, so that should be pretty good, even though the numbers will be fake. 10-year bond auction at 1 on Wednesday. Thursday, we have core PPPI and PPPI and unemployment claims at 8:30 on Thursday. Then we have 30-year bond auction at 1 o'clock on Thursday. They've been pretty good movers for the most part. And Friday, we have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So nothing too major on Friday. So Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the big economic number days. But, we get those numbers. The market goes crazy pre-market. Then when trading hours happen, just nothing happens. It goes sideways. So there's really not much to really look at on when trading starts, because all the action's pre-market and nothing seems to happen during trading hours. But we could be wrong. We'll have to see. With that said, looking at SPY, not really looking at too much. Just looking at pretty much what we had last week and added another one. With the put to call ratio high, I'm still going to be looking at both sides on SPY. We're definitely due to have a bounce. We've had a pretty big drop, $24 drop in a few days. So maybe we have a little bit of a bounce. Maybe we don't. We'll have to see what happens. We'll just take it day by day based on pre-market and stuff like that. But I would watch it underneath Friday's low of 539 for push to 535. Get that gap to fill down here at 535, 530, 525, 520. And down here we got down to 510, which is the low of this area right here. Now if we do manage to squeeze, have a short squeeze, which short squeezes usually last 2 to 3 days. If we do manage to have one of those, we could be back at all-time high. Because when we have short squeezes, like right here, this is a short squeeze right here. We ran $20 in 3 days. So, we could definitely be $20. It's going to put us back up to the 560 area, which has been a huge magnet. So, yeah, I would watch over 545 to 550 to 555, 560. And to me, maybe this time we put in a higher low on the daily and we actually go to make new all-time highs this time. I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's what I'm leaning towards, having a short squeeze, couple days, and getting back to all-time high. But I could be completely wrong, and we could be back down to 520 and 510. So VIX is at 20 something, $22, yeah. And I'm just kind of looking at the you see, we're having the same kind of candle here and here on the weekly, but this was based off from the Iran noise, I think, if I remember correctly. But I'm thinking maybe they close. Well, VIX gets over 23, it could break out, but it all depends on if they want to crush the VIX or not. And having a strong green weekly candle, usually they like to crush it afterwards. You don't get too many strong green candles. Like we had a strong green candle here. It went up a little bit, then it got crushed. Strong green candle got crushed, but it did go up. We could go up to 25, maybe 30, then get crushed from here on out. But I don't know. It's very unknown. It's all going to depend on what's happening. But I mean, we get gaps down here at 16 to fill on VIX. So I mean, VIX, I really don't have a clue where this is going to go. I mean, we could pop more, we could drop more. It all depends on what these market makers want to do and where they want to take it. But I don't know. It's kind of puzzling right now because we're right in the middle of a possible short squeeze and more downside on SPY, and VIX is going to go based off that. Now on Boeing, Boeing is getting a little bit of a bullish divergence right here on the hour. You can see prices making lower lows, RSI is making higher lows. Same with MACD, and same with the same things happening on the daily. Prices lower, RSI is flat, histograms making higher lows. So we get a bullish divergence going on BA. So I'd watch over Friday's high of 158 to 160, 165, 170. Gonna gap fill right here at 170 plus. So maybe we fill that gap and get back to 175 on BA. Maybe we get some action out of that this week and get a nice bounce. Amazon is another one I'm kind of watching. I mean, on the weekly, it's rejecting the 20 EMA right here. Usually means more downside, and if it does manage to get below 170, we could see a pretty good drop on that. But if SPY does decide to run and have a short squeeze, I'd also look for calls over 173 for push to the 180, 185, 190, 195, 200 areas. So, but usually when you see a reject in the weekly candle rejecting the 20 EMA and having a pretty good red candle afterwards usually leads to more downside. That's why I think if it gets below 170, we could definitely see 165, 160 fairly fast on that. Meta, another one to keep an eye on. It's not really liking this 540 area and 520. It's having a struggle getting over it now. It's a rejected 540 up here. 520 seems to be the new 540, but it's still above the weekly 20 EMA. I mean, I'm gonna lean more towards watching it for the downside. Had a pretty significant red day on Friday, so if it does manage to get below Friday's low of just say 500 or 499, we could end up seeing 490, 480. 470, 460, basically every $10 on Meta, we could see more downside on that. But like I said, if SPY does manage to take off, sorry, had a yawn right in the middle of it. We could watch over 503 for push to 510, 520 on Meta. It's really going to be very dependent on what SPY does this week. We get FOMC next week, so maybe the market just does nothing but chop. If the market chops, VIX is going to get hammered on. So another reason why, I mean, it's all going to depend on what the action is going to be. SPY can chop sideways, and VIX will get crushed. It doesn't need to go raging for VIX to get crushed. I mean, SPY can trade in $1 range and go nowhere, even down a little bit, and VIX will get crushed. We've seen it a million times, and it can happen again. So, Microsoft, be watching underneath 400. Gets under 400, we can see 395, 390, 380. It does like the bounce of this 390 area, so I definitely kind of watch the 390. It does manage to lose 390. We could see a pretty good drop. I mean, really, technically, the 399 area. I mean, look at the head and shoulders on the weekly. You get the left, the head, and the right shoulder. I mean, underneath 400, 399. It's got a pretty long way to drop. It could drop down to 375 if the head and shoulders does manage to pan out on Microsoft. So definitely keep an eye on Microsoft. Netflix. I would watch Netflix under, well, let's see. We'll go to Friday's low, which is 662. Gets under 662. 660 is the next area. Then we got 650, 645, 640. Basically, every $10 seems to be a big area on the daily. 630. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on Netflix to keep going a little lower if it does manage to get below Friday's low. And the last one is Tesla. Tesla is kind of surprising me a little bit. We had a huge red day on Tesla. I mean, it ate up 2 days worth of price action right there. I mean, it's crazy. What was it? High and low. It's a $23 drop on one candle. That's just crazy. I would watch it underneath 210. He gets underneath 210 and watch 205. He gets under 205, probably 200, 195, maybe even 180 on that. So we'll have to see if that actually does manage to continue dropping or not. So that's going to do it for the watch list. You need to be in the room. We're basically going to not try to guess where SPY is going. We're just going to trade what the chart gives us. We're going to base it on what's happening pre-market and go from there. That's why you need to be in the room. So thanks for watching.